early. We got up at 6 o'clock, and then we had to make sure we had all our gear in the right places. I went down for breakfast, stored the gear. Then we had time to have a coffee before our guide Jaffrey showed up, and then settled some last-minute details like the local fee. And we got into a Land Rover and went into Mushi, not very far into Mushi, because soon we had to stop and pick up the tents and some of the other gear at their headquarters. We stopped again because the tires were low there, so we stopped to fill up the tires a little. And then we got some chocolate for the children that we would see when we started the climb. And we got some booze to put in our pack and some water. So then finally we were on our way. It wasn't bad, fairly easy ride up to the village of Marangu, and then we stopped there because that's the entrance to the park, and we had to get the park permit, and we had to let the Jeep cool off and put some water in the radiator because the radiator was leaking. So we stood around there for about a half an hour or so. Then we went on to the next stop was a place that we stopped for lunch. We had a little box lunch in this dark little room that they put us in. There seemed to be a lot of villages all the way up the route to the gate. We got to the gate at about 2 o'clock, I think. It was a little bit later than we thought we might be there. We started our hike, so we hiked for about 2 hours maybe, max. Steady uphill, not too difficult. Of course, it's pretty easy when you don't have much weight to carry. Arrived in this camp about 4:30, I guess. And before we even got here, the porters already had our tent up, and we are now having our tea. Got us washed up, made sure we got washed up first. They must be concerned that we might get too grubby, and served us popcorn and tea. And we're just sitting now waiting. It's still a nice clear evening. We haven't had any rain, and it doesn't look like rain's threatening right now, so that's a good sign. And so we're just sitting here waiting for our supper now.
My name is Jaffrey Kimolo. I'm a forest guide working for Kilimanjaro National Park in Tanzania. I started as a porter before I was qualified to be an assistant guide. This took me the number of stages before I became the full guide. I'm qualified for the all routes with Kilimanjaro. We have 5 different routes of ascending to the top of Kilimanjaro, but this Rongai route is my favorite route. I found it. The reason of choosing this is it gives a good ascent of the tourists to get acclimatized before getting to the top. Mm-hmm. And that's making the reason possibly of making to the top. On insects, yeah. And at every place they cop the car of the environment.
Yeah.
I have my friends. Prosper is an assistant guide. Sometimes we work differently, sometimes we work together, but it's very essential if we cooperate with the guys, and that makes this successful. just to make sure you work good with you.
Like there was a place where even a tent might have been set up, maybe when it was raining. I'll tell my students that. I'll have to tell them. Okay. That's cute. That was fun. I like my Nixon. Bye-bye, Nixon.
Bye-bye, Nixon.
Bye-bye. We're just finishing the third day of our hike, and our camp is just over the hill there, just over on the plateau there. Most of the day we came up over an alpine meadow that's just behind this ridge. It was quite an easy walk today compared to yesterday. Yesterday I didn't feel that great because yesterday we did a lot more climbing, and as we got into the altitude I started to feel kind of dizzy and lightheaded, but I found out that what had happened to me was I'd gotten dehydrated. It's really easy to get dehydrated without realizing it, and you have to be really conscious of drinking water continuously. And once I started doing that, I felt a lot better. So we're just getting ready to probably go in. They're probably going to try and feed us again. They certainly aren't short on, we're not short on food along this trek. The porters have been really good to us. The cook gives us lots to eat, more than I ever eat at home. Kilimanjaro is just behind us here. It's starting to look like we might actually make it. It's close enough to feel like you could almost get there. It's covered in cloud right now, but for most of the day it's been just gorgeous, sunny, clear. We've had nothing but great weather so far. So I'm feeling really confident, feeling like this is going to be I'm going to be able to actually get to the summit. The trail is not so easy to see, so people have been building these cairns, otherwise known as cans, when you hear an Aussie say it, to sort of mark the trail up. Because in the lower areas it's pretty much a highway, but up here it's more difficult to see the trail and which direction it goes.
I remember.
This is it, we've made it.
Something to remember.
Of course, all you can see is our headlamps, but we've made it.
Kilimanjaro, mlima mrefu sana. Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro, mlima mrefu sana. Na mawenzi, na mawenzi, na mawenzi. Na mawenzi, mlima mrefu sana. Na mawenzi, na mawenzi, na mawenzi. Na mawenzi, mlima mrefu sana. Ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka. Ewe nyoka, mbona walizunguka? Ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka. Ewe nyoka, mbona walizunguka? Walizunguka, walizunguka, walizunguka. Walizunguka, wataka kunila nyama. Kunila nyama, kunila nyama, kunila nyama. Kunila nyama, mbona walizunguka? Bwana,
Habari gani nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata, wageni wetu hakuna matata.
Bwana, habari gani
Nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kilimanjaro.
hakuna matata. Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni mwakaribishwa Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata.
Okay, what's jumbo mean?
Jambo mean like how are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the reply? How do you reply?
Reply is super, okay, good, nzuri.
Okay.
But what if you're not so good? What if you're not
Baya.
so good? Baya.
Baya.
Not so good.
Yeah, not so good. Baya. Yeah.
Hakuna Matata?
Hakuna matata, no problem.
No problem.
Yeah,
No
hakuna
problem.
matata.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That has a nice sound to it too. Good night.
Good night. Lala salama.
Lala Salama.
Yeah.
That is such a nice
Lala salama.
That has a nice sound to it.
Karibu tena Tanzania. Nyumbani. Hakuna matata. Kila kitu kiko sawa. Everything is okay. No problem in Tanzania. You're welcome.
Sikiliza nikwambie. Yaani alipokuja kupokelewa. Aliletea cruiser mpya hiyo nani?
Jambo.
Tutaonana kesho. See you tomorrow.
This is an important gate. Yeah. Hey, Prosper, how do you say see you later?
Tutaonana baadaye.
And Jaffrey was our guide for this whole tour, and he did a wonderful job. And so I want to give him just this little token of my son in Africa.
Okay. What's next?
Also, these have our addresses on them. So we have two, so we might as well have you have them. We leave a little bit of Canada behind us. So this is our home address, right there. That's mine. This one is Nixon.
But you can take those out if you want. Put your own on there. Put them on your bags.
Yeah, put them on your bags.
Na mawenzi mlima mrefu sana, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka. ewe nyoka, mbona wanizunguka? Ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, mbona wanizunguka? Wanizunguka, 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 wataka kunila.
You guys have goodbye, or do you just never say goodbye?
Kwaheri. Kunila nyama, mbona wanizunguka?